Hello, everybody. We're just waiting for the Transfinder session to start here in just a second. Please, any questions that you have, go ahead and put them into the Sessions tab. Looks like we're just waiting on Antonio. He's grabbing something real quick, really important for the presentation. So bear with us here in just a second. Transfinder is going to be doing a deeper dive here on some of their products. Should be a few more minutes here before Transfinder jumps on. So just here in just a second for you guys. Thanks, Mike. Southern California, my friend. That's where I am located. It was black skies the other day with all the fires here in Southern California. We've just gotten blue skies again. It's been a while. I feel like it's been so gross. My car has been covered with ash from the fires, so it's quite crazy here in Southern California. Yeah, it's nice to see blue sky again, for sure. Appreciate that, Roxanne. Sending a prayer for us. Thumbs up. Got Rick DeRico on from Transfinder. Christian Jacobson. We are, you're HB native. Is that Huntington Beach native or Hermosa Beach? We are in city of Torrance, and I live over in Manhattan Beach. Huntington. There we go. Just south of us. Love me some Huntington Beach. Great place. All right. Where else? Where else you guys from? Anybody else who's in the session here? Drop in where you're from. We'd love to hear from you. We'll give the guys from Transfinder a little fodder for where you're from. Where are you guys from? Whittier. Thanks, Tanya. Lots of California going on. Huntington. Fairbanks, Alaska. Look at that. They got some beautiful weather up there. I'm sure that's real nice. Puerto Rico, Virginia. Nice. Portland, New York. See, that's the beauty of virtual. You guys can enjoy this great time. Seattle. Yeah, no, we've got a great group with us. Tons of people are signed up. It's kind of getting later in the day for people there on the East Coast. They've been with us early day. Hey, Antonio.
Hey. How are you?
Live from New York.
Live from New York. It's Schenectady. Here downtown. It's beautiful. I had to do a quick jog. I forgot my headset. It was upstairs. It's usually everything's right around within a 5 feet perimeter for me. But, of course, now I'm in the office and I'm losing things. So thank you and hello to everybody. Can you hear me? Can you see me okay?
I see you and I hear you. And our audience has dropped in where they're from in the chat. So we got Huntington Beach, Whittier, California, Puerto Rico, Virginia, Maine, Seattle, New York. So I'll leave you to it, my friend. Go ahead. The wheel is in your hands.
That's awesome. We're going to be sharing my screen, and I think I could see on a big screen. It looks okay. Woohoo! Welcome to everybody. So it gets interesting, right? Good afternoon. So you guys having a good day? How's it feel to be part of this new virtual conference and trade show? How impressive is this industry, right? We're able to be so agile and change on a dime. And that's really what's so cool about it. I love to hear from you guys. There's messages, and Bridget's over here. She's monitoring all these things. So please, get some messages, some comments. Did you take away? You know, I always love those kind of things. So let me know. Share that with us. Everything okay? I'm looking out there. It looks fine. Let's move it. All right. You will see that we're this finder company, right? All these offerings that we have, solutions and products. Well, I guess they are solutions, right? Well, we're a 32-year-old company, and these so many products, so many feedback we receive from our clients. And let's face it, we've been solely focused on school busing. And what's exciting that how things evolve, really from our routing products. And again, there's solutions, right? We solve problems. That's what we do. And from our clients' feedback, that we're now have over 2,000 clients, 5 million transported students on a daily basis, especially those old days, the old normal, but it's getting back to normal. I noticed that. And of course, a lot more buses on a road because of the dual, of course, but we're state vendors for Maine and Hawaii. We're in 48 states, Canada, we're all over the place. So we're excited about that. But again, today, we really want to talk about two different products. It's really our routing system we call Routefinder PLUS and Stopfinder. Of course, I'm gonna get my breath here, still running from downstairs, upstairs. So I'm gonna take a deep breath and let's get going. You guys heard me talk about this peace plan here. And I tell you, before I dive into our products, but really, like I said, they're solutions. We solve real world problems. But I want to talk about this peace plan that we've been talking about. It's really something that we've been emphasizing during this pandemic. And I'm sure all of you guys agree with me. What's peace of mind? And we build products that's got to be peace of mind for you guys. And listen, we all more than ever want peace of mind. Listen, I don't want to get too much into this. Tomorrow, I think tomorrow, right, is my CEO Tech Talk in the afternoon. What's the time?
12:15 Pacific.
12:15 Pacific, so around 3:15 our time here. So a lot more about that. And again, I'll talk about what this peace of mind is all about. And I can't emphasize on how this is the mental state of calmness or tranquility. And it's a freedom from worry and anxiety. Man, I know you're saying we all want that. But again, I'll give you a lot more details tomorrow, about over less than 24 hours from now. So I'll look here and your feedback about this. But let's jump into this routing solution, our product, Routefinder PLUS. You can see intentionally we put Routefinder PLUS in the center of this wheel. Why? Well, we believe it's what matters. It's the center of your world. And it's really part of the wheel here. If you look at all the spokes, and we talked about that in this morning's presentation about all the different solutions and products. But here, hard to talk about an accurate parent app without a solid routing solution. It really sits in the middle. Remember, I'm going to talk about two products today, Routefinder PLUS and Stopfinder. So our routing system and, of course, our parent app. So again, center of the world, we believe, is the routing system. Again, I'd love for your feedback. If you get some feedback, some questions, we'd love to take things at the end. And of course, something important, I need to stop because you can't hear me. I'll immediately. Browser-based solution. I think you guys heard about this. I don't need to emphasize too much about the screen, but it's important. No more Windows application anymore. You don't have to install things on computers. It's just browser. And you guys have your own favorite browser, which I do. But yoo-hoo! No more installation, which is beautiful. Anywhere in the world you could launch our products, and really all of our products. So let's jump into this Plus. On April 6th, when we officially released this product, we really released this product to both clients and prospects. And out of our 2,000 clients, we're almost about 10% of our clients have already upgraded to this product. And it's important. remember, we really went out to make sure we had a full integrated routing solution. And we're going to have some new terms. So we're going to be educating our clients, our prospects, even internally. We're trying to just get used to some new terms. And you'll hear some things about AIO, artificial intelligence optimization. It's a lot of things in there. We'll talk about what happens to a routing system. There's an expectation today that it's supposed to automate things, make things easier for you guys. So again, there's a lot of things you'll hear about the local institutional knowledge. Now we can make sure that you can bake it in to a routing system. I know we talked about that bacon today, secret sauce, all that good stuff, but it's not so secret after all once we talk about it nonstop. So you'll hear a lot of those terminology. What happens to a stop here, right? You have these stops, and what you do is you're intentional. You drop a stop intentionally on the side of the road. Very important. When you do that, you literally could see things, right? You could see that at that point, there's the stop information. And you can actually put in which way you want the vehicle to approach, whether it's going to be the right side or either side. And you notice there's a street crossing if you're going to prohibit kids from crossing or not. Very important. Again, it's got to be top notch. It's got to be part of your thought process. When you drop these stops, they got to be intentional. And you want to make sure that it's always safety, number one part, right? You'll also hear me talk about other things here, such as the travel scenarios. You'll hear me talk about what happens. And there's just really terminology. Maybe there's things you want to do in the morning and not in the afternoon, and vice versa. Maybe there's certain roads don't travel at a certain time, right? Maybe you want to be able to avoid certain areas in the morning because maybe you already know there's too many stop signs. Well, these are things that you're going to be able to do in our system and can do it, and it's much faster. What happens is if you put all these rules in there, again, these are just some examples that you try to avoid in the morning, the afternoon. You can really call them anything you want. The whole idea is that they're customized, and this is where you make your system smart to really know your local information, and that's really the key, to let the system decide and help you decide when you bake that information. It's important to know that. So let's talk about bacon, right? When you're talking about these kind of travel scenarios, what does that mean? Well, let me give you some examples. Some of the examples, maybe in the morning, there's some maneuvers that you want to avoid. Maybe you want to restrict them. Go there only if you have to, or downright just prohibit them. You can't go left on that road in the morning, but in the afternoon, it's okay. These are the type of things that you can be able to bake into our system. Then in addition, you can also do these curb approaches. You really could say at a street, maybe in the morning, or a big bus, or when it snows and when it rains, or whenever you think it's important, you name these travel scenarios, anything you want, and then you bake your routing algorithms based on that. I don't mean to be too technical, but we really try to take this technical aspect and really make it as easy as possible. So that's the part that you could just say any morning, afternoon, whatever you want. You can say, I don't want to go down this road. It doesn't make any sense. It's too busy. We already know it. We don't want the system to ever take that approach. Really cool stuff. Again, love to hear from you guys. Please send some comments and suggestions, recommendations, and just say thumbs up. I don't know if there's a thumbs up. I didn't see it, but maybe you could find a way or put an image there. But in addition to these things, you also could define these travel regions, which really means you could be in areas. In this example, I really only took small little things, more the segments. But I'm really serious. You could say the whole area is preferred. Maybe these are the arterials, right? In the morning, I want the bus to travel those areas, gravitate those. Or maybe there's an area that's restricted. Don't go there. It's high traffic. If you're going to let the system build you safe and efficient routes, well, maybe you want to stay away from those things. Or just, hey, prohibit them completely. It's too dangerous. It's in the afternoon, maybe it's just too dangerous altogether, so prohibit them altogether. Again, here's a good looking screen, if I may say so, of our product, the Routefinder PLUS. Again, it's browser-based, and did I mention how fast it is? I know a lot of you, especially if we have a bunch of clients that already have this product, they can really talk about it, how it is faster than they've used in the past, because we understand we needed to go quick. We want to make sure the interface is intuitive, and again, we want to make sure that these screens could be customizable. And we did a lot of drag and drop interface. You can completely customize your experience. And I'm sure people are talking about things. And I'm hoping that we talk about this more and more. And you really could have it your way. And Bridget, for the first person that actually mentions to you and guesses which company had that slogan, you could have it your way, you win a Transfinder mystery prize. All right, so keep an eye on that. But it's really, you could have it your way. Let's keep talking about safe routing. Obviously, safety is number one. But we want to make sure that our system notifies you. There's a crossing there. There's kids that potentially could cross. Let's just prohibit those things. Very important. That you can actually, in our system, define in multiple places, whether at the stop level, the street level, and even at the student level, you could prohibit these kids from crossing. And that's important because safety is number one. And if you're going to let the system help you create some routes, well, you got to have that information. It's a must. It's required. And you're going to hear some more terms, smart routing. And you hear about these things and how the system does it for you. The sequencing, how stops are ordered, it does it for you. And really, when you have a new stop or a new kid, let the system decide, where should I put this in there? Very cool stuff. And again, you'll hear a lot of these smart asset allocation, optimization. These are good words. These are good terms. We took years to make sure that our product could finally do this for you. Because today you want the system to, you press the button and it does it for you. All that information is there. We took years, 32 years to come up with this product to make sure that it saves you time. You'll hear talk about, as I showed you, about these stops and how you could just create these stops. It's very important when you just, with your mouse cursor, and you just do it, right? And in this case right here, you can see that I have a drop a stop. It's right, it's a door-to-door stop, and you notice it pulls the student information. You could also say, while I'm at it, I want sequence, I want to optimize the sequence, and also curbside approach, the way the vehicle, I want it to be on the right-hand side. And while we're at it, prohibit the kid ever crossing the road. So you notice as soon as I drop the stop, a new map is drawn immediately. It even has the arrows, you can see it. Right, you know, it goes, notice that it goes north, and the kid's on the right-hand side. It's important because it does it automatically and actually found the best sequence to put this kid, and it's still safe. Huge. But today we can't just do one stop at a time. We all know because of COVID, you need to create a lot of stops at the same time. So we actually have a way you can just lasso a bunch of stops, or kids really, because we're going to put door-to-door stops. You lasso all of them, and it creates it for you. All of a sudden now you have 82 potential stops, because that's how many kids are going to pick up. And by the way, it could be more because there'll be other kids there. All right-hand side pickup, and just do it, right? Just do it. Do we know who does that one? Just do it. I'm sure you guys could guess who said that also. They notice they just did it. By the way, that's 174 kids just got picked up there. Of course, 174 kids on one bus route, and that's pretty lengthy, and maybe you don't have enough seats, especially with all those. Maybe you could stack them. I'm sure you guys could get creative, but today it's a no-no. So why not let the system say automatically at this point, let the system generate it for you, generate these routes for you. And then because of that, you could put your parameters such as your district policy and figure it out, let the system figure it out for you. Why not? The system, once you put that information which roads to avoid and which kids, how to pick them up, the system's going to do the thinking for you. Remember, this is for the long haul. You think about the future, and our system not only did create these routes, but also tells you, notice how many things you could do. If you're going to do some more changes, could you make it even more efficient? And that's the impact. We call about this impact. If you're going to make some changes, how will it impact your community, and how about the operational? And those are two factors I know you guys are always thinking about. If I'm going to make these massive changes, how many parents are going to call a complaint? Is it worth that 1 mile and then just get 10 parents to call me? Or maybe not. This is where you get to decide. You decide. The system presents you these options. Now you decide. Again, maybe it's worth just to, again, you put all these policies that you have, they're called district policies, on how many kids should ride, how long you want a kid to be on a bus, all your bell times, of course, how full you want the bus is. And by the way, pre-COVID, it might have made sense, like, wow, I could save myself 2 buses if I do that. Well, not really anymore, right? Because you've changed your policy, but immediately, and our clients are doing this what-if scenarios immediately, and immediately say, change your policy. Notice, in this case, guess what? You're gonna need more trips, more routes, because there's so many kids could fit on a bus. So that's important. And this is where our system immediately do this kind of stuff. So again, this is a very, very quick overview of Routefinder PLUS, our routing system, which took us many years to get to this point, and we're very proud of it. So let's just hop on to the next product that I talked about. It's called Stopfinder. This is our parent app. And again, parent app, there's a lot of parent apps out there. There really are. And we had to redefine, what does this really mean? What does this actually mean as a parent app? Because there's so many products out there. And by the way, there's a lot of good products out there. But we had to define what it meant. Because if something, we're going to have a conversation about this, it's important. We want to make sure that this is the parent app that seamlessly works with our routing system. It's very important. You're not exporting files. You're not using data or even APIs going back and forth. I think we had that conversation this morning, which is cool. And we love that stuff. But this is just seamless. There's no files back and forth. And that's important, of course. Listen, and if you have GPS provided by companies like Zonar or other companies that we also work with, and again, please call us and we'll let you know which companies we work with and which one we're not working with yet. Of course, and again, this is important. You want to be able to track the bus. And I think track the bus, in my point of view, everyone's doing that. That's something that it's a must. A parent app must have track the bus. But we went beyond that. It's about communication. And we all know about today, you can't over communicate. You got to communicate as often as possible with your parents. So this is where we redefine it, because it's really about communication. It's not just saying the bus is around the corner, or it's about 15 minutes late, or even, hey, there's an accident, or by the way, there's a snowstorm, so everything's going to be a little delayed. That's a requirement. It's a requirement, but it's the communication. It's the two-way, and you'll hear so much about this stuff. It's how you go back and forth, which is cool stuff. Again, these are subscribers. They get to see the daily schedule of their little children and just all these announcements, and just really cool. Talked about these Geo Alerts, how parents really get notified. They draw these little shape. But let me give you an example. That here's an area, maybe it's north of a river, and you highlight those area, and you send an announcement. Maybe the bridge is out. Quickly, you could schedule it, or you could just send it immediately. And then they see this little message. Special announcement, the bridge is out. But again, they could also get it back. We'll talk about resource substitution. When your vehicle's not running and you gotta substitute the vehicle, you gotta make sure that it's seamless. Parents is watching bus 11. Guess what? Bus 11 is still in your garage because something's getting serviced. Well, we don't want that. So we want to make sure that you'll be able to easily substitute these. Again, I call it resources because it's not just the driver. It's also the vehicle. It's the driver. It's the monitor. It really anything. And we give you many ways you can pull this off. Of course, talked about these Geo Alerts. I'm excited about that. Again, you want to be able to let parents define unlimited zones with a small, large, and really be notified where it is. Is it around the corner? Is it just leave the bus garage? These are all important. Did they just leave Billy's house? And this is the cool thing about that. So we want to make sure that you give and by the way, parents give you some feedback. Remember, we showed them the map. Wouldn't it be nice to get them feedback to you to say, hey, the kid's really not lives right there. I'm over, or worse off. Imagine if they're across the street. It's important to let parents give you the feedback. Again, here's some screenshots of what it looks like. And again, love to give more details about this. But really, again, it was I felt like I went through very fast, 2 products, but it's key. I talked about routing and how it does matter. Routing system, and we happen to be one of the best companies out there for routing systems. I talked about how those products, how important it is to have a solid foundation. It's routing. Again, I give you a really, not a 50,000 foot view. I try to give you a curbside view of these 2 products, and I'm excited. And listen, this is cutting edge technology, and we should probably get an Oscar. But listen, we will definitely settle with at least one of those BTS Innovation Award. Listen, I know I'm running out of time here. Let's open up the floor to some questions. What do we got?
Anybody got questions for Tony before we wrap up this session? We got time for maybe 1 or 2. Bridget, what do you got for us?
Hi there. So I have a couple of questions that were messaged to me. Can you explain how I can manage the AB days and create the AM and PM schedule we have now and attendance for children on the bus?
Definitely. So what we do is AB students. So sometimes we use all these user-defined fields. Again, someone already told you if they're A, B, they're A or B. So based on that, you quickly query the map in the system environment would generate based on A or B. We also have a way that you could easily mirror the morning, afternoon. And by the way, we've got some cool things in there that if you make changes to the morning trip, it says, hey, you know something? You got a very similar trip in the afternoon. You want me to do the same too? Of course. We've gotten so many shortcuts in our system. Really gonna call a system, it's solutions that I would love to show you. So please get a hold of us. We will love to demonstrate what we have to offer. Bridget, anything else we got?
It looks like we have a great question here from Stella. She just said, what are the key features or services that make Transfinder stand out from other software providers?
That's a great question. What are the key features or services that make Transfinder stand out? Well, for routing purposes, as we mentioned, we're browser-based, but we also want to make sure that we have all those automation. We have optimization in our system, which means you can build as many trips as you want all at once. And that's really unique. Even our Routefinder Pro, which is our product that 90% of our clients still have, it didn't have all those automation. We've actually spent 4 years to make sure it has that. So I think this is where you really do a deep dive in our product and service. Clearly, service is something that we have tons of our clients will talk more about. Of course, I'm always going to say great things about our own service staff, but I recommend you get a hold of us and we'll give you all the references you need. And they're the ones who are actually the best ones. Is there anything else, guys?
To be our last question.
Okay. Well, I think we
have Vincent
Tony?
Evans, Tony. He says, do you have all the table version for the buses?
Table version, I'm guessing this is the seat assignment. Is that right? I'm guessing it's seat assignments. You can definitely do seat assignments with our system. Again, you have unlimited user-defined fields. I talked about drag and drop. You can almost make it look like as if it is a seating chart. So I think that's what I meant.
Tablet version.
Tablet. Oh, yes. We have tons of tablet versions. We have tons. Most of our products are friendly to a mobile device. So yes, again, remember all those Finders products? There's no way. I don't think Tony Corbin, you would not have given me 2 months to describe all those. So we have a lot of solutions. 32 years in this business. So anything else?
I think we're going to wrap it up.
We're good?
We're good. We're wrapped.
See another big screen over there. How was your day, Tony?
It was a busy day. We still got a few more things coming up. We got your partners over at Bus Patrol. They got a session coming up. Some friends there. I think Nick is on the call with us, and then we have our live podcast to close out the day and get everybody on there at 3:00 Pacific, 6:00 Eastern to tie a bow on the day, and then we'll see everybody the following day. But the polls, make sure and go over to the polls section. Make note that we have the Innovation Award, most innovative products, app, hardware, software. We're updating those. If you love Transfinder, be sure and vote for them. There's lots of companies up there. You only get one vote, so make sure it's the right vote. If you vote wisely.
We
vote wisely.
That, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thanks for your time, Tony. Thanks for being a Diamond sponsor. We appreciate Transfinder.
Tony, congratulations. What an amazing show you've done here. Congratulations, everybody.
Appreciate you guys.
Peace,
Take care.
guys.
See you at the next session.
You bet.